Hello ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to talk about 14 mistakes that people between the age of 20 to 40 make that impact their financial affairs for life. The first thing is expensive weddings. You have so much money that you're putting aside. You in fact take loans to be able to finance one day of partying and feeding people who again are going to go to their homes and forget about your event in the second day. They'll talk about it for 2 days, then they go to the next wedding. You spend so much money on drinks and so much money on events and so much money on these things, and you forget the actual main important thing in this date is not how many people came and how many people are fed and which kind of seats they sat, but it is the two people. Are they together? Are they in tandem? Have they started life without being in debt? That is the most important thing. And the unfortunate thing becomes when the two people start life with debt because they want to meet this high societal expectation of a big wedding, and they end up being in debt and starting in debt, and people are starting to chase them down for their loans even before they have cemented the relationship in marriage. Expensive mistakes. Then the second thing that they do is expensive private schools for their children. Sometimes people take children to high-end, expensive schools. I'm not saying it's something to be bad about it, but I am saying take them when you have the financial means to be able to do it. If every time the invoice or the bill of quantities comes to be able to pay for this and for this trip and to pay for this and this school fees, you cringe, it's a bit expensive, my friends. Let us have a reality check. Sometimes you do these things not because of your children, but because of you. You want to overcompensate because you learned in some village school down in the village and you walked barefoot. So you want your children to wear the biggest and the best shoes. You want them to go to the best and the most elaborate schools, but are they necessary? And what financial hole are you digging to be able to fill that expectation that you have placed on yourself? Because remember, children can learn, can grow in any school. They can adapt. They are much more capable than you give them credit for. And when you take them to this expensive school, draining the financial resources, it could be a financial mistake that you are doing. And the unfortunate thing about this is it is a financial mistake that can go for 10 years because children are growing. And remember, if you're cringing at lower levels of primary school on how much you're spending on school fees, the value actually escalates. And if the value is growing by 10%, is your income, is your employer giving you 10% raises on your salary every other month to be able to cater for this additional cost as they grow up in their academic life? And remember, sometimes you must set them up for disappointment. You take them to this expensive school and their kids that they are studying with want to go to university in Cambridge, in Australia, the MITs. Can you pay for it? Can you pay 8 million to take your children to Harvard? Because if a third of the school is going to such schools and a third of the children, parents can be able to pay for that, and you took all your money, take them to this school, then cannot be able to take them to this university that their other colleagues are going to, their other schoolmates are going to, don't set them up for failure. Then the other thing is overspending on children. Do not overspend money on children. The thing that children desire the most is not your money, is not the shiny bells and whistles that come with being you as their parent. They desire the most your attention, your time. So spend time with them, not just quantity time. So you are there and you're looking at your phone and they are there. So you are together too many hours. Quality time. Keep your phone away, your laptop away. Talk to them, engage them, discuss, take walks, spend quality time with them, not quantity time, and not time that is given out in terms of money and gifts. And the other thing is not taking good investments. Yes, many people at this age are taking funny investments. You take investments because your friend told you, because this and this person told you. You do not take the time to think about. Anytime you're going to give away money, think about it, because this money you're going to give away is either going to make you financially better or financially worse off. It is either going to be a total loss or a total profit on your end. It can swing either way, and you want it to swing the best way possible. It is creating value for you. Then the other thing is keeping up with the Joneses. You buy a car because your friends are buying a car. You buy even bigger car because your car's bought an even bigger car. You buy a 4-wheel drive and you only live in the city. You struggle parking that big car and you only use it for 1% of the time to go up country to say hi to your grandmother. Make decisions that are financially sensible. Don't try to just keep up with people for the sake of keeping up with people. Invest in things that are creating value for you. Then the other thing is, you quit working too early. You start a job today and you struggle a bit, a few challenges there, you want to quit now. When somebody looks at your CV, there's so many gaps in terms of when you start. You even can't skip a job for 1 year. It is going to limit you if you keep on staying for an employer for 6 months, changing, going, doing this. You have too many gaps because you cannot keep it through with your employer. Your employer might be abusive, but allow sometimes yourself to have the skill of hearing on one end, coming out on the other, and making no impact in between. Because sometimes people are toxic because of the things that they are struggling with, not because they have anything against you. So learn to stick it out. Do not change, do not leave a job without getting a job. So ensure that you are learning and you are growing, but ensure that you are not just quitting for the sake of quitting. So ensure that you do not quit a job too early. Another thing that people make, the biggest mistake that people make, they not have any passive income. You are not generating any passive income. You have no passive income strategy. You are not investing in anything that is creating value. You are just buying cars, things that are depreciating in value. You are just entertaining yourself for holidays, haphazardly entertaining friends, giving money for harambes and whatnot. Things that are not going to give you passive income. It is not bad to help out a friend once in a while. It is not bad to help out family once in a while. But be strategic in terms of investing and creating passive income. How good will it be if the next holiday you go to, you pay from the passive income that you have generated from one of your investments? Do that and think about that as you talk about passive income investing. The other thing is, many people at this age allow fear and uncertainty to fill them. The problem with fear and uncertainty, it makes people to make funny decisions that do not have a head or tail, decisions that are made out of fear and not out of capacity. Because remember, when you make a decision out of fear, you're more likely not going to invest. You're more likely going to fear investing and putting your money aside and buying assets and doing all these things because you are fearful. Uncertainty makes you hold a lot of money in your bank, losing out on opportunities that can be able to help you generate value because you're always uncertain about the future, about financial events. So keep fear and anxiety away from you. Look for something else. Look for a hobby. Look for something to engage your mind and give you a positive mindset. Stop looking at news and wars and what is happening and corona and whatnot. Keep your mind sane. Keep uncertainty and fear away from your mind. Buying new cars. Many people make funny financial. You want to buy a car because of the new car smell. That is what you are doing. Then you buy this car and immediately you leave the showroom, it drops in value by 15%. Stupid mistakes. Imagine losing value of your wealth by 15% in a span of 1 second. So ensure that you not just buy a new car that is going to lose value. And remember, new cars lose value of up to 50% in the first 5 years. Why don't you buy the same car 5 years later, once the other person has paid for the loss in value, and get a car that is going to depreciate much lower? Because remember, after 5 years to 8 years or 10 years, cars depreciate much lower in value than the first 5 years. So make wise decisions. The other thing is useless loans and expensive credit. You take a loan because you need to have a lot of money in your bank account. Some people who take loans for funny and flimsy reasons. Why do you take a loan to upgrade a house, buy a new television set, buy curtains for your house, take a loan to be able to help your brother do a wedding? Funny loans, useless credit, and sometimes the most expensive sources of credit. These are financial mistakes that you are making, digging a hole to be able to meet some financial expectation that is unnecessary and not important, and being in a big financial hole that you have to struggle to become at par, at least be out of debt. The other thing is living expensively. You want to live in the newest neighborhood, the fanciest neighborhood. You want to buy your food stuff in the Carrefour, in the nice supermarkets, in the expensive places. You even are avoiding your local corner barber shop because you need to buy meat in a place that is putting meat in carts. Not where they're just giving you meat together with bones and fat, and they do not tell you which part of the cow that is. You want to go fancy, but remember, fancy is going to be depreciating your pocket faster than you assume. Why should you buy meat, the same amount of meat, the same type of cow that was grazing in the same farm? You buy it at 4 times the value. Think, my friends. Then the other thing is, you have no emergency money. When something happens in your life, when you have to meet an unexpected expense, you end up taking expensive credit. You end up starting to take credit that is going to dig a deeper hole. You start, and remember, desperate financing. When you are desperate, people take advantage of you. You start looking for quick money, 24 hours loan credit. You take your car loan and go book and give them and get some money to be able to cover these expenses that you did not plan for. But no one tells you that by the time you get your logbook, you have paid for these additional expenses. And sometimes you struggle a bit and they take your car that is 4 times the value that they gave you. Funny decisions. That's because you did not have some excess money or some investments that you can be able to liquidate quickly within a day and pay that expense that you're struggling with. The other thing that most people make a mistake of is too much useless entertainment. My friends, the biggest competitor to you making wealth is entertainment. The more you drink, the more you do not engage yourself in useful activity that is generating value, the more you do not do these things, the more you are not creating wealth. In fact, sometimes I think the biggest competitor to your financial growth is Netflix and bars and entertainment and football and sports and celebrity following and all these things and Facebook and all these things. Why? Because you do not take the time to generate knowledge or to be able to save money that is going in these other avenues to be able to help you grow in your financial affairs. Think and grow rich, my friends. Do not just entertain yourself uselessly and forget to do what is important to your financial growth. The other thing is not taking care of your health. Not taking care of the health between 20 and 40 will make you struggle beyond your 40s. When you do not take care of what you eat, how you exercise, how you keep substance and drug abuse away from you, how you keep stress in check at this age. When you get to this other age, you start struggling with lifestyle diseases. You start struggling with chronic conditions. You start struggling with cancers and all manner of things that come with how you expose yourself to certain things that you are now paying for in your 40s. Imagine investing and growing in your 20s to 40s, then paying down all your money in medical bills and expenses. Start investing also in your health because it has a real financial implication in your 40s to 70s, and you want to be on the right side of financial bills, the side where you do not pay expensive costs in terms of insurance and actual value to your medical expenses. I hope that you are learning, you are growing, and you're becoming better in your financial affairs. Remember to subscribe to the channel, to leave a like, and to comment down in the comment section. Thank you and enjoy your day.